Hello everyone, Samaritxn here, and today I'm going to be doing part 2 of the history of me. Now this section is going to be covering MCC, the Halo Master Chief Collection, to now. So, where we left off in the video is it is the summer before, so it's last summer, last year, the summer before Halo 5 comes out. Cole and I are playing a lot of Halo because I go to him and I tell him, I don't think that I'm going to be able to compete in COD because at the time Black Ops 2 was its competitive central was going to move over to PlayStation 4. I wasn't really too excited about it either. I didn't really think that I really wanted to play COD anymore because Halo 5 just looked a lot better, and I always like the idea of being good at Halo because I saw that other players who played Halo were actually really good at COD. So if I wanted to get better at both games, I thought it would be best for me just to be kind of a well-rounded player. So while Cole was on MCC at the time, I asked him if he would be willing to teach me the game, if he'd teach me how to get good at Halo. He, being an amazing friend, told me yes, and it was great. Now, at the time, Cole and I were really the only ones who would get online and play. Dallas was playing CS. Tyler and Troy, I don't know what they were doing at the time. I think Seth was just caught up with work, which I assume Tyler and Troy were caught up with at the same time. So, at this point, it's just me and Cole, and the game that he wanted me to get good at was Halo 3, which he considered, and I consider, and I know a lot of people consider, the hardest Halo to get good at. And the way that he taught me was we would get on every day, basically every day, and he would put me into this octagon format, but it was just where spawns were fixed onto Guardian in the top mid. So it was like an octagon, but just in the middle of Guardian. It wasn't like a Forge map or anything because we never found it, or he didn't want to look for it, one of the two. So we played a lot of octagon. He taught me the basics, and he was trying to develop my strafe and just like things to get to know about the game, because one thing that I learned as I went on, and one thing that he already knew, is that shot is something that comes with practice. It's not something that you learn. The only learning curve in Halo 3 was that you had to lead your BR a little bit for the bullets to register, or register properly. So that was the only thing that I had to learn as far as shooting goes, and the rest was really up to me to see if I could get good enough. We played Octagon. We played in Octagon for hours on end. We one time just went in there. I told him that I really just wanted to hone in on my shot and really get good at that. And we played for 4 hours. It was just 4 hours straight of nothing but us playing this Guardians version of Octagon, and I didn't feel like I was getting better. A lot of the time I would kind of stress myself out because I would play these other players with Cole because we would go into matchmaking, and I wouldn't really do that well. I really just didn't feel like I was getting any better, and a lot of the times I really didn't want to quit. I thought that it was going nowhere. Maybe I should just go back to COD and just play it on the Xbox One and just try to make something out of it that way. At one point, I considered buying a PS3 or saving up money for a not PS3, but PS4. Considered saving up money for a PS4 and trying to play Black Ops that way to get into the competitive circuit, but I wanted to stick to it. I I have this kind of thing where as soon as I tell myself that I want to get better at something, I'm not going to give up until I am considered one of the best players or a really, really good player. I still aspire to be a pro player one day. I am doing YouTube, but in the back of my mind, I always think, man, what would it be like to play on the main stage? Can I get there? So I always want to challenge myself in any game that I play. I challenged myself in Call of Duty, and I went in with the same mindset in Halo, that I wanted to play and I wanted to compete in Halo 5, and Halo 3 didn't have the best bullet registration, so if I could get used to this and I could, win gunfights here, I could possibly go into Halo 5 and do extremely well for myself. And that was something that Cole told me himself, that, because of the bullet registration problem, whenever you go in to Halo 5, you should have an easier time, which was great. But it didn't stop me from like getting down on myself. I'd probably have a conversation with Cole at least once a week where I would say I want to give up. I don't want to keep doing this. I'm not getting better. I'm not getting better. And his thing was, well, if you want to quit, quit. And my attitude was, I would get mad and I'd be like, fuck this game, don't want to play, this game's trash, I'm never going to get good. And I'd sit there and I'd think about what he would tell me, if you want to give up, then just give up, that's fine, I didn't want to feel like I was wasting his time, and I didn't want to waste my own time. I already put so many hours into this game that I was going to get good. I wasn't going to give up on myself, and I wanted to compete. I knew that Cole had not wanted to get Halo 5 at the time, but around the time that he told me that he was going to get Halo 5, which I believe he said was a week before Halo 5 came out, I had the idea that he was going to compete, and if I wanted to compete with anyone again, it would be Cole. Cole was one of my best teammates. Next to Keegan, they're my top two teammates I've ever had the pleasure of playing with, and that's not going to change. Cole has done a lot for me, and during that time where I'm just grinding and grinding and grinding and trying to get better, and he's there with me, teaching me, I can't give enough gratitude. I call him my Halo dad because he taught me Halo. He's helped me get into the situation that I'm in right now. I'm currently at 500 subscribers. I'm a Halo-based channel, and a lot of that has to do with him. I mean, he says, well, it was me sticking in and going in for the long haul, but I guess I never really told him this, and he might hear this now, is that just, having him there supporting me and telling me that, he thinks that I can get there, and, if I just try hard enough and put effort into it, really, really got me through, and I really appreciate him for that. So, there were the best time for me during this probably month or 3 months. I don't know how long it was. It was from like July to when Halo 5 came out. So that's about 4 months. So in between those 4 months, Cole goes on a vacation, or he goes somewhere. I think it was like a vacation or something. He goes on a vacation. I'm playing Halo 3 by myself, and this is where I really proved to myself that yes, I can do Halo. I wanted to give up. I texted Cole at one point, and it was the one time that I texted him angry about how I was mad at Halo and I just won't do it, and he told me the same thing as he always did. If you want to give up, give up. That's your choice. And I didn't have him actually there. I didn't have him to sit there and play with me. I only played matchmaking, and I played against really good people. in Halo 3 during the Master Chief Collection, if you played Halo 3 in matchmaking, you probably played that game for years. I was just getting into this. People had more map knowledge. They knew certain jumps that I didn't know. I was getting really high in the levels. Like, I was talking to Seth about it during that time, and he said that the highest that he's really seen is like 20, 25, and I was like 19. So in that ranking, I was a decent level. I was going against really good people, and during that time, I made one play that really excited me. I was playing Pit, and I out BR'd the crap out of some dude, and it was amazing to me. I was like, holy crap! Like, it was a 2-on-1 scenario. I get one guy dead. It was a tough gunfight, and I'm at like half shields, and a guy comes behind me. He shoots me once, and I turn around, and I destroy him. I don't for him because I'm not good enough for that. I still don't think I'm good enough for that. I 5 him, which was still really really great, but that's the point where I was like, oh shit, I can do this. And whenever Cole got back, we played a lot. At one point, we played doubles against Dallas. I did really well for myself there. All right, so that's MCC, the Master Chief Collection. That's the end of that. Now, right before Halo 5 came out, I asked Cole. I said, "Hey man, do you think we team? Do you think we team together in Halo 5?" And he said, "I don't know. I don't know how Halo 5 is gonna work because the game's not out yet." He even told me, he's like, "I don't even know if I'm gonna be good at Halo 5. We'll have to see." When I played Halo 5 originally, I placed platinum in my rankings through Team Arena and Slayer, and I wasn't the best player. I just wasn't that good at the game. And I saw the team that Cole was with. It was Cole, Dallas, Seth, Troy, and Tyler. And Troy and Tyler worked different days, so they would switch in between depending on who had work that day and was able to play the game. So if Tyler was at work, more than likely Troy would be playing as their fourth. If it was vice versa, then Tyler would be playing as their fourth. So I looked at that and I got upset. I got upset with myself because I kind of told myself that I was gonna do well in this game, and I was gonna try my hardest to get as good as Cole, Seth, and Dallas, and be on their team. So I did what I did in the Master Chief Collection whenever Cole was gone. I just grinded by myself. I just kept playing. I never gave up because I was over that by now. I was over the idea of just quitting on myself because it wasn't going to get me anywhere. I kind of saw myself as you're not a child anymore. If you want to get good at something, do it. Don't let these other things bring you down. Keep those as motivators. Tyler and Troy being their fourth was a motivator. I was like, I want to be better than them. I want to play better than them. I want to shoot better than them. And I have nothing against Tyler or Troy. Tyler's a great friend, and Troy's doing pretty well for himself in Overwatch as far as I know. And that's good on him. They're pretty cool dudes. Like I said, I have nothing against them, but that's how I thought at the beginning of the game, is I had to be better than them. If I wanted to get on that team, I had to be better than them. Later on, uh, at one point in the Chaotix cast, if you heard or if you didn't and you're hearing this now, Cole and his team are playing a lot of Breakout because it's the newest game type, and it's something that you should really learn to get good at, as well as Strongholds. So Dallas, and Seth were playing a lot of Breakout and playing a lot of matchmaking Breakout, and at one point, Tyler and Troy aren't there. I get in a Skype call with him. I was like, dude, can I play? And they go, sure. And we play, and we play, and we play. And they notice that I'm not as bad as I used to be. I'm actually better at the game than I was. And we play and play and play, and after a while, Seth and them have a conversation, and they decide that they would like me on their team because I would consistently be on and I was a good player, and my playstyle, would fit better because I wasn't trying to be a main slayer. I was just trying to help people around the map because in that team, obviously Cole and Seth would be the main slayers. So I just have to put shots on everyone else and help Dallas. So I play I play with them. We play really well. That was probably the best team that I've had in quite a while. We were very, very in tune. We had great shots. They knew what they were doing on the map, and I was able to learn as I played with them. So that was a really great time. Cole ends up getting really big. He sees his channel growing on YouTube. Seth is helping him by spreading Cole's videos onto Reddit. So that's really huge for him. So his videos are getting a couple thousand views per video. His old jumps and tips. So Cole decides, I'm gonna get really big into YouTube, and that's where our team just kind of fell back. No one really wanted to play competitive anymore because they wanted to focus on YouTube, which in my situation kind of sucked because I didn't get into YouTube yet, and I just kind of fell in the back seat. And I'm gonna be honest, during the time that really sucked. I was like, wow, I tried this hard, and I only got people who ended up leaving and doing their own things. But then I sat there and I was like, I shouldn't be angry. I should be glad for them. Dallas is now at 1K. Cole is at like 7.5, I think, or close to it. Seth is close to 500 subscribers, and everyone's doing really well for themselves. And at one point, whenever I'm playing games with Cole, I want to say that it was I don't know. I wanted to say that was whenever the idea of Slayer Road was coming up, or whenever I was like featured in some of his videos. Cole was telling me, you should really make a YouTube channel because I think people would like you, would like your content. I think you could make really good content. And I was sitting there, I was thinking, I don't know what I would really make. And after a while, I kind of thought about where I came from, what things really interest me. Competitive. So I started my YouTube, and I made videos about 4v4 competitive games, such as Truth and how to play CTF and Slayer and Plaza Slayer and Strongholds, and I really liked it. I liked talking about competitive forms of games. You know, anyone who's talked to me knows that I have a really big passion for it. So I really thank him for getting me into YouTube, and I really thank everyone who's in CX, because I talk to all of them at least once about getting into YouTube and how to do it, because I don't have an Elgato. The one that I'm using right now is actually being borrowed from my friend Josh, who I spoke about in my video before this. You know, he was kind enough to let me borrow it, and I appreciate him for that. So I'm really thankful for those guys. Right now, if I don't have the Elgato, I stream on Twitch. Hopefully the stream doesn't lag. I do my commentary over it, have a live commentary. I pause it and then end the stream and go and edit. Sometimes it doesn't work all that well, and I have to redo and redo and redo and redo, which sucks, but it's what I have to do. I want to get content out to you guys. Is there anything that I'm missing? Oh, my gamer tag. I missed that along the timeline of Halo 5. During my teaming with Cole, Dallas, and Seth, I had the gamer tag Toon Alchemist. I had that because at the time that I made that, I had watched a lot of Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood, of course, because in my opinion that's just the better one. And I thought to myself, you know, why, like, Toon Alchemist isn't like a name that you would hear on main stage of a Halo competition, you know? So I asked everyone on my team, I was like, you know, what gamer tag like would fit me? And I was like, what about my play style? Like, try to get it off of my play style. And Cole held it back for a little bit because he didn't think I would like the name, but eventually he told me, you know, Samaritxn. You know, you're always putting shots on people. You're always making sure that everyone's good around the map. You're always helping someone out in a gunfight or helping someone with the objective. You're always there, and you're always being, you know, productive towards the other person. You know, you're a very supportive player, and I was like, sweet. So that's how I got my name Samaritxn. Also, background, freaking watched the crap out of Full Metal Alchemist, and the Toon part came from my original gamer tag Yuletile cartoon. So, or carton, as I found out later on. But this video has been running for a little bit over 23 minutes now, and that about covers it. I wanted to go into CX and how I joined that, but the simple answer is I made solid Halo content. Cole knew that I was a really good player and knew that me being there would be beneficial to CX. Bottom line. Other than that, that's going to be it for the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. I really appreciate those of you who actually watched all of my video before this one, part 1 of History of Samaritxn, because that was a lot of COD, and I'm a Halo-based channel, and anyone who watched through all of that, or even watched some of it, I very much appreciate you. That must have been such a weird thing to hear from me, but yes, I was a COD kid, and now I am a Halo kid, and COD kid at heart still, because that's my game. And yeah, so finally, this is gonna be my outro, guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much.